Now oftentimes the students get confused between the Australia group and Wassenaar Arrangement. And even UPSC had asked us a prelims question on 2011 comparing the Australia group and Wassenaar Arrangement. Now Australia group and Wassenaar Arrangement, why that question was asked in 2011 was due to the fact that the US have supported India's admission to these multilateral export control regimes. Now this Australia group and Wassenaar Arrangement has become even more important due to the fact that India has become a member of these two export control regimes. So we will have a comparison between the Australia group and Wassenaar Arrangement and what are the similarities between these two organizations and what are the differences between these two organizations. So first, what is the Australia group? The Australia group is an informal arrangement. Again, remember that fact, informal arrangement, which aims to allow exporting or transshipping countries to minimize the risk of assisting chemical or biological weapon proliferation. So informal arrangement which aims to check CBW proliferation. Now participants in the Australia group do not undertake any legally binding obligations, and means the effectiveness of their cooperation depends solely on a shared commitment towards CBW non-proliferation and the strength of their respective national measures. So that is how the Australia group works. Now let us come to the Wassenaar Arrangement. Now what is the Wassenaar Arrangement all about? Wassenaar Arrangement is about containing the proliferation of conventional arms and dual use goods and technologies. So Wassenaar Arrangement has been established in order to contribute to the regional and international security and stability. So international and regional security and stability is the objective of it. And it aims to achieve that objective by promoting transparency and greater responsibility in transfers of conventional arms and dual-use goods and technologies. See, by these dual-use goods and technologies, what we mean is that certain technologies can be used to make weapons of mass destruction. These kind of technologies are called dual-use technologies. And by controlling these conventional arms and dual-use goods and technologies, the Wassenaar Arrangement, it aims to prevent destabilizing accumulations. Again, it aims to prevent these sort of destabilizing accumulations of these kind of dangerous weapons by terrorist groups and all. Now again, in the case of Wassenaar Arrangement also, export controls are implemented by each individual Wassenaar Arrangement participating states. Again, in the case of all of these multilateral export control regimes, export controls are implemented by each individual participating state. So that's a common feature of both of these arrangements. Now we have a new map of the members of the Wassenaar Arrangement and Australia group, and we will show you which countries are the members, and we will have an idea about the members of the Australia group and Wassenaar Arrangement. No need to by heart all the members of these two different groupings. First, let us have a look at the members of the Australia group. So Australia group, we have several North American countries in the Australia group, then we have South America and countries like Argentina, but most of the Australia group members are mainly from Europe. Then from Asia we have India, Japan, South Korea, etc. on the Australia group. Then we have Australia and New Zealand on the Australia group. So most of their members are from Europe. And one thing we need to really remember is that there is no African country which is a member of the Australia group. There is no African country which is a member of the Australia group. Now why I am stressing this point, I will tell you later. Now we will have a look at the members of the Wassenaar Arrangement. In the case of the Wassenaar Arrangement, again, the main members are from the European continent. Then we have Australia, New Zealand, India, Japan and South Korea from Asia. Then we have Argentina, then South Africa, then the North American countries, etc. Now let us try to solve the PMT12 prelims model question on a comparison between Australia group and Wassenaar Arrangement. So the question is something like this. Recently India have joined two export control regimes, Australia group and Wassenaar Arrangement. What is the difference between them? So it's a two-statement question. Our first statement, the Wassenaar Arrangement aims to promote transparency and greater responsibility in transfers of conventional arms and dual-use goods and technologies. This is absolutely true. Then the second part, whereas the Australia group is an informal arrangement, true, which aims to limit the risks of proliferation of weapons of mass destruction by controlling the exports of goods and technologies that could make a contribution to the delivery systems. See, what this statement is saying is that Australia group is mainly focused on controlling the delivery systems of weapons of mass destruction. Is this true with respect to the Australia group? No. Which particular export control regime is mainly focused on the delivery systems? It is the missile technology control regime. Missile technology control regime, MTCR, is mainly focused on controlling the proliferation of this kind of delivery systems which can deliver weapons of mass destruction, namely chemical, biological and nuclear weapons. So this second part of the first statement is wrong. Then let us consider our second statement. In both of these regimes, export controls are implemented by each individual participating state. This is absolutely true. So our right answer is 2 only. Here that is our option B. So that is our right answer, option B. Now previously I have told you UPSC in 2011 again asked a similar kind of question comparing between Australia group and Wassenaar Arrangement. Now this is a confusing question now and we will try to tackle this question. Now the question is something like this. Recently the USA decided to support India's membership in multilateral export control regimes called Australia Group and Wassenaar Arrangement. So this was true during that 2010-11 time period. What is the difference between them? Our first statement, the Australia Group is an informal arrangement which aims to allow exporting countries to minimize risk of assisting chemical and biological weapons proliferation. That is absolutely true. Whereas the Wassenaar Arrangement is a formal group under the OECD holding identical objectives. This second part of the statement is absolutely wrong. Wassenaar Arrangement does not have identical objectives when you compare it with the Australia Group. Then again it is not a formal group under the OECD. So due to that our first statement is wrong. Then our second statement, the Australia Group comprises predominantly of Asian, African and North American countries. Now the Australia groups comprises predominantly of Asian, African and North American countries. Is that right guys? No. That is again absolutely wrong. See, the Australia group never even have a single African country. There is no African member in the Australia group. So that part is absolutely wrong. Then whereas the members of the Wassenaar Arrangement are predominantly from European Union and American continents, that is true. So our option 2 is also wrong. So here our right answer is D, neither 1 nor 2.